After she left, I sat there staring at the ring, wondering if I'd ever really known her at all. This is when I started searching YouTube on breakup and betrayal and found one of your videos. So I watched one and another and another, and now here we are. Hey gang, and welcome back to the hallowed halls of Magic's Monologue. Magic here, your curator of personal growth and the sage keeper of the keys to today's tome of wisdom and knowledge. Today, a Dear Magic video. She ended our engagement over a ring. Should I take her back? But before we get into it, join me on Locals at magicsmonologue.locals.com and X, formerly known as Twitter, at Magic's Monologue, as I'm working to grow these platforms as well. Let's dive into his story. He writes, Dear Magic, I'm hoping you can help me make sense of what just happened. A few days ago, I proposed to my girlfriend, Amber. We'd been together for 2 years, living in a modest little apartment, building a life full of small, meaningful moments. Slap to the back of the head. Bro, if you've watched my videos, then you had to have known that was coming. What have I said repeatedly on this issue? You need to take 4 to 5 years to really get to know someone. You need to learn what their value systems are and their moral code. What is her parents' relationship like? Did she grow up in a dysfunctional, chaotic family? If she did, then that is what she knows, and sooner or later, she will introduce drama into your relationship if you're lucky, and sabotage it at best. How is she under stress? You have to stress them, like taking a trip. Who are her friends, and what do they believe in, and their moral codes? You see, women are consummate actresses, and many can maintain a fake front for a year, maybe 2. However, very few can do it consistently for 4 to 5 years. This is not an absolute. It's merely part of a methodology of many parts. I proposed at home after a simple dinner using a gold ring that belonged to my grandmother. It wasn't flashy, but it meant the world to me. Amber cried and said yes, and told me it was perfect. For about 3 days, everything felt right. Then it all started unraveling. She got distant, stopped wearing the ring. Whoa, hold up there. That is a red flag so big it would make the Chi-Coms, communist Chinese, jealous during their May Day holiday celebrations. For me to say that is not good would be an understatement. She stopped wearing the ring, barely talked to me. Finally, she sat me down and said she couldn't go through with the engagement. She said the proposal was disappointing, the ring too small, that her friends' engagements were bigger, better, beach sunsets, photographers, 5-star getaways. Mine, apparently, was just some pasta night during a commercial break. At first, I was blindsided. What guy wouldn't be? Of course, if it were me, I would have remained calm, taken the ring back, and told her to get the F out. This was the same woman who used to melt over handwritten notes and $10 grocery store flowers. I thought I knew her. See now, if I had $10 for every time I've heard a guy say that, well, this is why in my video, Marriage Decline, Why Men Are Opting Out of Marriage, I cover several ways how a man can protect himself and his hard-earned assets. He also thought he knew her. I thought we were on the same page. Love, loyalty, a real life together, not social media moments. After she left, I sat there staring at the ring, wondering if I'd ever really known her at all. This is when I started searching YouTube on breakup and betrayal and found one of your videos. So I watched another, and now here we are. Then she showed up at my door the next night, makeup on, takeout in hand. Hey, in my case, that takeout better be some good sushi. And a soft voice with her apologies. She admitted that after she told her friends about the proposal, her so-called best friends, Madison and Lauren, started tearing it apart. They said the ring was too small, the proposal wasn't special enough, and that she deserved more. She admitted she let their words get into her head. Guys, pay attention here. This is why you vet her friends. This is why, if you're going to get serious, they become part of the calculation. As a rule, men do not actively sabotage other guys' relationships. Women, on the other hand, will, and for some of them, it's a blood sport. Magic, I know the kind of women who give advice like that. Madison changes boyfriends like socks and thinks a romantic relationship is something you schedule between self-care appointments. Lauren's been divorced twice before 30, and these were the voices Amber chose to listen to over her own heart. In my case, knowing these concepts in advance, I would have told her long before the proposal that those two have to go and that they're negative influences. If I were to get married, this conversation would have happened long before the proposal. Of course, most likely, she would have attempted to shame me, gaslight me, and call me a misogynist. My reply calmly would have been, if you choose not to do this, fine. However, remember this conversation when the consequences appear down the road. That being is she's now off the eligibility list for long-term and move her to the Miss Just Right Now list, meaning the proposal would never happen. She says she regrets it now, that she made a mistake. Oh, how we hear that one all the time. I made a mistake. That she loves me and wants us back, but the damage is done. Yeah, generally once a guy is done, we're done. It flips a switch in us. And yes, she flipped your evolutionary loyalty switch. You're done. Because the truth is, when it mattered most, she cared more about impressing her friends and strangers online than about the life we were building together. She tossed aside something real because it wasn't shiny enough to brag about. Correct. That is one of the things of the modern woman female nature now, is they want to be able to brag on their men, their relationships, one-up each other. It's a thing with them. Now, I don't know what to do. Part of me still loves her. The other part wonders if I could ever trust her again. If the next time her friends or Instagram or whatever tells her something's missing, she'll once again start doubting what we have. Frankly, you can count on that, and the next time, it'll be far worse. So Magic, I'm asking, do I take her back? Or do I walk away for good before she does even more damage to something I once believed was unshakable? I really appreciate your honest advice. Sincerely, John. Okay, well, here are my thoughts, John, Magic style. You're at a crossroads, and your next move will define not just this relationship, but your understanding of self-respect, trust, and what it means to be a man and lead. Here's the hard truth. Amber failed a life test. Not because she hesitated, but because she allowed external validation to override her commitment to you. That's a red flag you can't ignore. You proposed with a ring steeped in legacy, not luxury, a gesture that should have signaled depth, not deficit. Her initial yes was authentic, but her reversal reveals a critical weakness. Her values are negotiable. Madison and Lauren, two women with resumes of relational failure, weaponized insecurity against her, and she folded. That is not love. That is immaturity. A woman who prioritizes peer approval over partnership will always resent you for the Instagram proposal she didn't have, not the life you're building. Now, she's back, apologetic, sentimental, conveniently remorseful. But ask yourself, is this guilt or growth? Is she rejecting the toxicity of her friends or just temporarily embarrassed by their influence? If she hadn't cut those women out of her life or acknowledged her susceptibility to status seeking, then nothing changed. She will relapse. And I can tell you exactly how that's gonna go. It will be a few years down the road. You now have a house, kids, a good 401k, and lose it all because she had an affair. You're also the nice guy who get bent over in family court as her new influence convinces her to shove it in hard and deep. All the while, you'll be chanting, "But I never thought she would do this to me." Here's more brutal calculus. Trust isn't rebuilt through tears or takeout. It's earned through consistent action and time, and demonstrated with a prioritization of your relationship over herd mentality. I think you should kick her to the curb and do it unapologetically. You're not a consolation prize for a woman who mistook minimalism for mediocrity. A high-value man invests in a partner who sees him as the prize, not the ring, the photos, or the performative romance. However, should you wuss out and take her back, here's what I suggest. Set non-negotiable terms. Zero tolerance for external interference, and those two have to go. Am I speaking no contact? Yes, and any violation is grounds for ending it. I mean, no accidental running into them, no, not my fault. She sees them, she goes the other way or crosses the street. Any other friends' opinions on your relationship are now irrelevant. Accountability. She must articulate. If it were me, I would want a 1,000-word essay because writing it out affects the brain better than saying it. Why she caved, not just regret it. Delay the engagement and reset the timeline to prove this isn't damage control. Personally, I think it should reset and wait for a good 3 years. Find a therapist she's paying who doesn't have blue hair, a nose ring, 20 tattoos, and doesn't think traditional roles are a conspiracy by the Illuminati to delve into where that behavior of hers came from. Your pain is valid, but don't let it cloud your mission. Whether you stay or go, never negotiate your worth. The right woman doesn't need a spectacle to say yes. She'll crave the man behind the gesture. So stay strong, lead first, always. If you found value in this video, then help this channel grow by doing 3 things. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with at least 3 friends who need to learn from this channel. Confession is good for the soul and this channel. Send me your personal relationship stories to share like this guy just did, or if you see an article online you think I should cover, send the link to stories@magicsmonologue.com. Through this, you're leading by example, encouraging other men to rise higher and ensuring you live a life of passion, purpose, and prosperity. If you're on YouTube and want another video similar to this one, then click here to watch Marriage Decline, Why Men Are Opting Out of Marriage. And that video is coming up right now.